Today episode I'm going to be talking about is finding success through failure, because it's important to understand as an entrepreneur that failing doesn't mean it's a bad thing at all whatsoever, because through failure it just open your eyes to see that you might need to make a change within yourself as an entrepreneur. You might need to make a change in your strategies, within your concepts and what have you, or you might need to make a little adjustment or change to your team and what have you. But failing doesn't mean is an indication that everything is going downhill whatsoever. Failure is a good thing, because now you can understand and see that what you need to do to change up what you are doing as an entrepreneur that may help you reach that success that you're looking for and what have you. But other than that, guys, man, tap into episode number 29, man. Yep. I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta chase the dreams of mine. I got a vision, I got a spark, I'm gonna turn it to a work of art. It's not about the money, it's not about the fame, it's about creating something that will carry my name. Entrepreneurship, that's the game. Building empires, creating change, bringing ideas to life, taking risks, feeling alive. Invest Brand Podshow. And grand rising to all my investors and stuff out there, man. Thank y'all for tapping in to the Invest Brand Pod Show on another Monday. This is officially episode number 29. Episode number 29. Today's topic we're going to be talking about is finding success through failure. But before I jump into the topic for today, you know what to do, man. If you are watching this playback of the Invest Brand Pod Show on our YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you can be notified when a new episode drop. And also hit the like button so the algorithm know this is a real pod show that's going on. And also, if you are listening to this playback on our Spotify channel and what have you, make sure you hit the follow button so you can be notified when a new episode drop. But other than that, man, like I said before, Invest Brand, we are close to relaunching the site. We rebranding right now. I'm bringing in new ideas, bringing in new product on the site and what have you. So definitely thank you for being patient with me on that part, guys. But other than that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And definitely be back with the segment Quote Me on That, where I read you a quote and I explain to you what the quote means before we jump into the topic and what have you. Other than that, man, guys, make sure y'all tap back in with me. Yep. Brand Pod Show. Like I said, today's topic we're going to be talking about is finding success through failure, what have you. So it's very important as an entrepreneur to understand that. But you know what time it is, man. It's that time for that segment, Quote Me on That, where I read you a quote and I explain to you what I mean by the quote and what have you. So to all my investors of self out there, my entrepreneurs, people investing in themselves, people out there pursuing goals and what have you, here go a quote for you for today. The quote is, take charge of your future by investing in yourself. No one else will invest in you like you can. Let me read that again, just in case you didn't hear or understand the quote. The quote is, take charge of your future by investing in yourself. No one else will invest in you like you can. So basically what the quote means is very cut and dry, simple. Invest in yourself. If you want a future, you're looking at for a bright, secure future of success and what have you, only person that's going to be able to create that is you. You got to invest in yourself. Invest, like I tell people all the time, invest in your greatness. Invest in what makes you great, because that's what's going to take you and give you longevity as an entrepreneur. You know, a lot of times we invest in the wrong things, right, in life, right, instead of investing in ourselves. And that's what's very important. If you want to invest in yourself, if you want to secure your future and have a bright future, and the future that you're looking for, the future that you want to be financially free, financially no stress, no worries and what have you, you must invest in yourself, because at the end of the day, you are the only one that's going to invest in you. You know, people is not going to invest in you if you're not going to invest in yourself. So you got to understand that. So that's quote is very cut and dry, simple, to the point. Invest in yourself. That's the only way you're going to secure your future and build that future that you're looking for and what have you. Once again, let me read the quote one more time before I end the segment. It's take charge of your future by investing in yourself. No one else will invest in you like you can. That is the segment for quote me on that. Now it's time to do the new segment of the show that I introduced to y'all last episode. Last week I called it Entrepreneur News. The real name for the news segment is Entrepreneurs. Is where, you know, I give you stories, news within the field of entrepreneurship. You know, things that's very vital. Some things that you can use, or different ideas of what's going on with different entrepreneurs or what have you, to give you some sort of ideas, some concepts or what have you. So that's what it's called, Entrepreneur News. So that's where, like I said, is anything within the field of entrepreneurship. So today on Entrepreneur News, we're going to talk about tech. You know, the tech companies and what have you, because I want to say a couple months ago, within the third quarter of tech businesses and what have you, it was major layoffs. Where, you know, seen with Meta, Google, with big time tech companies and what have you, it was major layoffs and what have you. So I ran across an article talking about it, whereas I think Google, that when they had a layoff, it was like 5 employees that was within the large sum of people that were let go, let off, what have you, laid off from Google and what have you. 5 employees there, you know, grouped together, came together, and they came up with their own technology, software and what have you. So I want to say they launched something of a software design and development studio and what have you, right? So if you are any type of tech, if you was within the tech industry and you was laid off and what have you, if it wasn't from one of the major companies and what have you, but it was from a tech company you was working for, this is the perfect time for you to enter the field of entrepreneurship, because you got to understand, in during the pandemic, it was a lot of people forced to become entrepreneurs because of trying to create income for themselves, because they was laid off of work and what have you. And if you are a tech, right, you know all about coding, you know how to build software, programs, what have you, this is the perfect opportunity, just like they did, is if you want to group together with people you already know that you used to work with and what have you, come up with a dope software program. This is your time to do it right now, because you have all the knowledge, you have the understanding, you have all the know-how to do it, because you worked in the field of tech and what have you, the tech industry. So you know all about coding, you know how to put together programs, softwares, what have you. So this is the perfect time for you to become an entrepreneur, right? Because you never know how far you can go, especially with the knowledge that you hold and what have you, right? And in the article, it said tech layoffs are feeding a new startup surge. Hundreds of thousands of workers lost jobs at Google, Meta, and other giants in recent months. Some are deciding to build their own companies, and that's what you need to do. I understand when you first get laid off, it's kind of something that's hard. You know, you're trying to figure things out, trying to figure what direction you want to go, what you want to do, and what have you. But this is the perfect time while everything is still fresh to go ahead and come up with a business idea, far as what you want to do, especially when you got knowledge of a tech, you know how to do coding. Coding is something that's major. You know, at at one point in life, I thought about learning how to code, and I wish I followed through, because that's something that's major. But now with this AI coming out, is making the average Joe that don't know anything about coding be able to type in something, ask AI, and they come up with a code for you and what have you. This is where we at now in life and what have you, right? So let me read a little bit of the article. This is about a guy named Henry Kirk. Henry Kirk. He said Henry Kirk always thought he would eventually leave his job as an engineering manager at Google and start his own company. But when he became one of the 12,000 employees let go by the tech giant in January, he decided his time had come. So that's what I'm saying, right? He already had the idea of, you know, leaving his job, creating his own business, doing something. But sometimes it takes us, the universe to let us know, hey, this is your time. And by him getting laid off, it really made him do it because now you can't procrastinate on it. Because when you have a job, it's like a safety net for you. You can procrastinate all you want, but once you get laid off that job, you don't have nothing else to depend on. So you have to follow through with the plan that you have been procrastinating on and what have you, right? So they said Kirk and 5 others laid off from Google are now working on launching their own software design and development studio. He announced his rejection from Google and new venture in LinkedIn post that generated more than 15,000 reactions. Kirk said he received a staggering 1,000 messages since making the post from people looking to work with new agencies or simply wishing him well on his attempt. See, I'm using this story, even though we don't know who Kirk is and what have you. I felt like this was a great story for my entrepreneurs out here or for my people that's within the tech industry that got laid off and what have you. Was a great story to tell because if he just didn't follow through with his plan of, coming up with his own software and what have you, or rejecting Google and just going on his own and what have you, he would never got to this point where he have over like 15,000 reactions to his post. And then he got like 1,000 people message him, right? Want to work with new startups. See, if he never went through with that, he would still be in the same place, right? This is now he have the opportunity, especially where you have people looking for new startup companies. This is his time to shine. This is his time to do what he set forward to do, right? That's why as an entrepreneur, you can't procrastinate because the opportunity might be right there. You may have people out here, companies looking for a tech to build their infrastructure, to build their software and what have you, right? You never know, right? Just like I want to use a sample of Nipsey Hussle and dude. I forgot what his name, African cat, right? That built Nipsey store, made into something of a tech. The way he did Nipsey Hussle store within the technology and what have you, right, was amazing. So the story goes, Nipsey Hussle, I guess his daughter wanted to stop at a coffee shop or something like that and get something. And dude, while Nipsey was standing there waiting, to be served and what have you, he seen on dude laptop he was working on something, right? So this was the perfect situation, right? If the guy he decided to procrastinate and then didn't want to work on his craft and what have you, and not saying that he was already working for somebody. I don't know his backstory, so I don't know if he was already working for somebody or he already have his thing going and what have you. But he wouldn't got the exposure that he got if he didn't decide to go that day to work on his craft, to work on his greatness, the skill that he had far as building coding, far as building code and what have you, right? If he never decided to go to the little shop, he would never ran into Nipsey Hussle, right? He would never got that exposure because a lot of people know him through people like me, the average person that, within my community, within my culture, we wouldn't know who he was if he never ran into Nipsey Hussle and what have you. So that gave him another exposure on the side of like fans of Nipsey Hussle, people that follow Nipsey Hussle, and what have you, right? Or other entrepreneurs that Nipsey Hussle know now, that can help him draw business within what he got going on and what have you, right? So that's why it's so important, man, to always take advantage of the opportunity, always continue to move forward, never procrastinate, Because like I said, if he procrastinated, then he would never got that opportunity to be able to build Nipsey Hussle store in a way of a technology and what have you that Nipsey Hussle had built, and that marathon store that he had, right? So that's why it's so important, man, that you take advantage of opportunity. I don't want to lose sight of the topic, what have you, but to go back to what I was talking about, Kirk and four other employees that used to work at Google, now they coming up with the software. Now they have the opportunity, especially you have people message you looking for startup companies, and then this is your opportunity to take advantage of it and what have you. So that's the news for Entrepreneur News, the segment for today. Just that is a point that a story I just wanted to read a little bit from that article that I ran across, because this just to let my entrepreneurs know out here that are in the tech industry, that's looking to jump in the tech industry far as creating their own software. That's why it's so important that you continue to work on your craft, continue to stay disciplined, continue to build your business and what have you, because you never know when the opportunity may present itself. Because if, like I said, if he never posted his new venture of idea that he had far as building the software, he would never got the 15,000 reactions that he got from the post. He would never got the 1,000 messages of companies looking for new startups and what have you. So it's very important, guys. It's very important as an entrepreneur that you continue to stay focused, continue to stay disciplined, and continue to stay consistent at working on what you need to get done and what have you. So that is the segment for today of Entrepreneurs, guys. I'm gonna leave the link of the article so y'all can read it and get an idea for my guys, for my people out here, looking to jump in as an entrepreneur in the tech industry, what have you. I'm gonna leave it up in the video, what have you, in the description, so you can look at it. But other than that, guys, we're gonna jump into the segment for today. We're gonna be talking about is finding success through failure, which is very, very important, man, as an entrepreneur, because we understand as an entrepreneur, we got this idea that because we failed, it's a bad thing, that is over with. We are a failure in life and what have you. And we don't understand failure sometimes can be a good thing for you, because now it opened up the lenses that you need to see of the changes that you might need to make that you didn't see beforehand because you thought everything was good, right? You have entrepreneurs out here that failed before, right? Failed in their first business venture, came back around, understood what they needed to do the second time around to be able to be able to build a successful business. And now they are doing great numbers because they understood the assignment. They understood that failure is not the giving you a sense of quitting, or failure is the sign of giving up and what have you. No, they took failure as this is the time to get better, look at things that we need to change, what have you, within our business structure, our concepts, our ideas, and our strategies, right? So this is all the things that you need to do as an entrepreneur, to be able to continue to push forward. I mean, don't let failure be the sign of giving up, because through failure you can find success, because now you can understand and process things of what you've done wrong to be able to change them and get it right, so you can be able to grow your business in so many ways and what have you. So today I'm going to be talking about is a couple things that you can do for as an entrepreneur that can help you help you find success through failure and what have you. So the first thing that you can do to find success through failure as an entrepreneur is it can help you uncover the gaps in yourself and what have you. Because as an entrepreneur, especially when you're starting out, right, it's a lot of things that you may not know. It might be some gaps in between there where you need to plug in and what have you. And that might be the one reason why that you are failing at the time, because you haven't plugged them holes up yet within yourself as an entrepreneur, right? And that may be understanding how to market your business, understanding how to run your business as an entrepreneur, understanding how to put your concepts together, understanding how to hone in and really bringing your ideas into fruition and what have you. It could be anything as an entrepreneur that is stopping you and causing you to fail, and it's just might be that one little thing that you need to plug in, right? It's the gaps within yourself, because now if you don't see that and you take failing as something as failure and you give up, you would never understand why you failed for. What is going on as an entrepreneur that you are missing within yourself and what have you? What do you need to add to help you within the field of entrepreneurship, right? So that's why it's so important that you understand that failing doesn't mean it's a signal of you just it's over with for you. Failing is a signal that you need to is something that is missing. That is it's a learning process that now let me see, go back to the drawing board. Let me see what am I doing wrong as an entrepreneur that I need to plug in. What gaps do I have, right? Just like me, I'm gonna use myself as an example. I've been an entrepreneur, but I still can learn a lot as an entrepreneur, right? So I may have gaps that I still need to plug in, but I still not going to let it stop me from building my brand. As I continue to learn and understand as an entrepreneur, I'm plugging them gaps in. And that's going to help me become more successful each time I plug a gap in, because that's about learning and understanding and processing what's going on as an entrepreneur and what have you, right? So number 2 on my list is your strategies. It might be something within your strategies that you're doing that's not right. Or you may change it, you may need to change something, you might need to tweak something here and there, what have you. It might be something that you are missing within your strategies that's causing you to fall short within your business and what have you, right? It could be it can be far as a strategy that you're doing far as, okay, I'm gonna do content in this way, right? To draw the people that the people that I want to market to, right? It might be a strategy, it might be the wrong type of strategy that you are doing, and you might need to change it up, right? You might need to, far as your content, you might need to do far as just posting quotes, or you might need to do a little bit more videos, giving them a background of your business, of what's going on, or yourself and what have you. It might be something that you are doing, or you might need to take a couple of wordings out that may throwing a couple people off. It might be your wording of your content. It could be something far as your strategy that you are doing that's not working, right? Far as your content strategy, far as your business strategy of trying to generate sales. It could be anything that's causing the breakdown within having people gravitate towards your brand and what have you. It might be just that one little tweak that you need to make in your strategy. Understand, you have some entrepreneurs out here, right, that have great ideas, wonderful ideas, but it's just that one little thing that's stopping people from coming in and buying from them. And once they make that tweak, and they just see their sales rise. It might be for something of people don't like the images that you have on your site, right? The strategy that you're using far as how you use your images on your site might be something that is throwing people off because it's not authentic. It could be anything, you know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to find out, see when you go through the process of failing, now it makes you go back and check everything. You don't leave no stone unturned. You looking at your team, see what's going on. You looking at your strategies and seeing what's happening. You looking at yourself like, is it me? It makes you really hone in to see what's really going on, what's going wrong, that's causing this hang up and what have you. So it might be your strategies that you might need to change. You might not need to change everything of every one little strategy that you have. You might not need to change. It might be 1 or 2 things that you have for as your strategy that you need to change. Then next thing you know, you will see the progress within your business and what have you. And number three is your systems. It might be your systems that you have put in play for as your as an entrepreneur and what have you. It might be the system that you got going. It might be a system that you might need to. Number three on my list. Number three is your business. It could be your business or your team. It could be something that you're doing far as I'll make that number three, number four, your business, number three, and your team, number four. It could be your business that you have. It could be something that people really is not looking for. It might be something that people really is not gravitating towards and what have you, because you got to understand, you want to create something that people can benefit from, because if people are looking at your business like something that they don't really care about, something that's not going to really benefit them, or it's something that's not really needed at the time and what have you, then it's going to be hard to get people to come in and buy from you, people to support you, right? It's going to be hard. It can be just your business per se. It can be just that, right? You might need to change it up. It might be something you might have to go in a different direction for as business, because it's not something that's really needed and what have you. And, you have entrepreneurs that came in, have really set in on an idea of like, man, I know people going to need this. It's going to hit big and what have you, and became disappointed because they found out this is not something that the market right now is looking for. People are not searching for. People don't see this as a benefit and what have you, right? It might just be your business. It don't have anything to do with you being an entrepreneur. It doesn't have anything to do with your content. It don't have anything to do with nothing else. It's just the business that you are trying to present to people that doesn't really feel like it really fits their life. It's not something that they really can benefit from and what have you, right? And the last thing I have on my list is your team, right? It might be your team that you have. You might have a team, whereas some people on your team you might need to let go because they don't see the vision that you see. They not working twice as hard as you would at making sure things get out a timely manner, help you come up with great concept ideas and what have you. It can be the people on your team that really is not honed in on what you are focused on far as this brand and what have you. Because when you building a team, you want to build a team of people who's going to work twice as hard as you. People that sees your vision, right? People that love what you have far as a business, right? Something that's going to benefit them. You want to have people on your team that's going to be happy to tell people or share information far as your business, not personal information of your business and nothing like, but share the information of happiness about your business and what have you, right? You want to build a team you want to have people on your team that want to see you succeed, because they understand if you succeed, they gonna succeed, right? You got to understand that your team is a big thing. It's one of the biggest things is having a strong team, because as an entrepreneur, you got to understand you cannot do everything by yourself as an entrepreneur. You can't. It's hard to do everything by yourself as an entrepreneur. You must find a way how to build a team, a strong team, a team of individuals who's going to come in and play their part, play their role. It's going to help you gain success within as an entrepreneur. Because you got to understand, when people want to see you win, they're going to do their best to make sure you win. And those are the type of people you want on your team. But that all falls back on the leadership that your team have. You got to be an entrepreneur that's going to be able to make your team feel important. I'm not trying to say in a bad way, but make your team feel like they're important because you know they're important. It's not something that you're trying to make them feel important and back in your mind, you really don't think they're important. But make your team feel important because you know they are important, right? Give your team the tools that they need to help you succeed. See, a lot of times as an entrepreneur, we don't give our team the right tools that they need to be able to succeed. Give them the things that's going to help them complete their job, their tasks, and what have you, right? So you want to make sure you have a team of full of individuals who bring in their own special talents within the team. And once you mesh them together, it's going to be a successful team. Everybody understanding the goal, everybody understand the vision, everybody understand where the business is going and what have you. So that's what's important as an entrepreneur, man, when it comes to finding success through failure, because understand failing isn't a bad thing at all. So let's get that out of our minds as an entrepreneur. Because you fail doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing, right? It might be something that you are missing, something that you don't have, something that you haven't added yet, right? Something that you don't understand. But it doesn't mean that you're not a good entrepreneur. Understand, a lot of entrepreneurs done failed at 2-3 businesses before they was able to get a successful business whatsoever, right? And that's the important of it, man. You got to keep on grinding. You got to keep on pushing as an entrepreneur, guys. And that's very important, man. And I promise you, once you do that, you will find success through your failure, because now you understand what you went wrong at, what you need to get better at. You know how to fill in the gaps. You know how to do everything that you need to do to become successful entrepreneur. Thank you guys, man, for tapping in to Invest Brand Podshow. Another episode down in the archives, episode number 29. Thank y'all for tapping in with me for today. Like I said, man, if y'all haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to it, guys. And if you haven't already, hit the follow button on our Spotify channel and what have you. Make sure you hit the follow button so you can be notified when a new episode drops, man. It's very important. And investbrand.com. It's going to matter of fact, I know at the beginning of the show I said it was down. You can still go to investbrand.com. It's up right now, but it doesn't have really anything on it because we still doing rebranding. It's not the official site, but the site itself, investbrand.com. The link is back up. So you can go to investbrand.com, but that's not the real website. Let me rephrase that, because I don't want people to say, "Oh man, that's not real." It is the official Invest Brand site, but it's not the site that you're going to see in a couple weeks. That's just what you call it. That's just the landing page of a site where you can still subscribe to Invest Brand. You still can subscribe to us, so you can get notifications, you can get emails, you can get whatever you need to get information when it comes to Invest Brand. So you still can go to investbrand.com and you can subscribe to our emailing list. So you definitely can still go do that. It's nothing on the site, but you can still go to the site and subscribe to our email list. So that's what I have to say, guys. But other than that, man, thank y'all for tapping in with me on the show today, man. And I'll catch y'all again. Invest Brand Pod Show every Monday, guys. Tap in. Yep.